Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington, Martin Sokas, Chloe Grace Moretz, David Harbour, Haley Bennett, Bill Pullman, Melissa Leo, and David Murnir, forgive me if I said that wrong, and directed by Anton Fuqua. And I remember seeing this in theaters, but I haven't seen it again since this viewing that I watched twice, by the way. So let's get right into this movie. Denzel Washington plays Robert McCall, a man who works at the Home Mart store and believes if the criminal does something wrong, he gets equal with the criminals. And I'm a fan of Denzel in general because he's incredibly smart as an actor in the movies. His friend Ralphie, played by Johnny Scortis, forgive me if I said that wrong, is a man who wants to become a security guard, and in order to do that, he must lose weight and lay off the fatty foods. And I like his character. He has a pretty good arc in this movie. Robert goes to a diner and meets Terry, or Marlena, as her real name, played by Chloe Grace Moretz. And they talk about the book he's reading. And I'm like a fan of Denzel, and I'm also like the fact that I'm a Denzel fan, I'm also a big fan of Chloe Grace Moretz. And I've reviewed her before in these two films, as well as its sequel. And I like her character here too. Robert meets Mandy, played by Haley Bennett, when Marlena is at the hospital, who was in another Antoine Fuqua Denzel Washington remake of this movie. Which I had a hell of a good time in that movie as well. But I like her better in that movie than in here in this movie. Just sorry, Antoine and Denzel and your character Haley in this movie. Robert beats up and kills up the people who put Marlena in the hospital, and honestly, I wouldn't personally fuck with Denzel in general because I know he can kick my ass any time of the day. And same goes with his character. I love that about Denzel. He can fuck up anybody in general. Another character you don't want to fuck with is Teddy, played by Martin Sokas. And I like his character because he's just a badass, and when he fucks with Denzel, he'll fuck you up back. Ralphie quits the Home Mart store, and helps his mother at the restaurant that she owns, and Robert helps him out, and when some Russian mobsters burn part of the place down, and Robert finds the motherfuckers who did it, it was two corrupted cops who want their money for the Russian mobsters, got defeated. And I love the way Denzel fucks them up good. When Robert is being followed by Teddy and invades his privacy, we get introduced to Susan and Brian Plummer, played by Melissa Leo and Bill Pullman. And I'm not a fan of Melissa Leo, because she seems very bitchy in real life, excuse my French. But I do like her in the Oscar-winning performance of this movie. Bill Pullman hasn't done much with his career in the 2000s, but I was aware of him, but I liked him in the 1990s with these two movies. But I do enjoy seeing him here. When Robert puts poisonous gas in some guy's car, which seems incredibly fucking dangerous, and Denzel goes to Andre for his friend Frank, and when Denzel takes the gun from Andre, it's just a badass moment for Denzel. And that was a very well shot scene. Robert blowing up a ship and not looking back is so bad looking, I'm tired of it, and it's way too goddamn cliche. Teddy goes to the place where Robert works at and gets Ralphie, Jenny, and all his other co-workers hostage. That is probably the stupidest fucking hostage situation. These guys are really fucking horrible at their jobs. Robert killing every single one of Teddy's crew has been a trap cliche and been done to death now, I must confess. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. I like the characters and the actors as those characters, But the second half of this movie is so goddamn stupid to the point I almost rolled my eyes, because this ending is so cliched up to the point to this point. But let's see what the sequel can offer me next week. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with the Equalizer 2. And until next time, let's be equal.